Sports. We have the NBA coming up. Great to have you with us. This is Kevin Harlan along courtside with Brent Barry and Greg Anthony. We've got David Aldridge on our sideline. And we've got a moment now to look at the rebounding trend over the last few months for Luka Doncic.
In the last few months, the rebounding has sort of taken a bit of a dive for him, and a lot of factors could be the cause, but it's a trend that coach would probably like to see him reverse.
And now the opening lineup for Boston. They've got Gobert. Mitchell is out there with Luka Doncic. Then it's Bam Adebayo, and it's DeRozan in at the 3. And for Toronto, in at the forward spots, we'll see Barrett and Barnes. Tyler Hero out there with Fred VanVleet, and it's Sabonis in at the center position. Here we are, Greg, in Game 1 of the NBA season. How does opening night feel different from the rest of the season, the rest of the schedule?
Well, Kevin, it's the excitement of the unknown. Everybody comes in with the highest of expectations, right? You got new teammates, some new wrinkles, still a lot to figure out and shake out over the course of a long season.
And it's out of bounds. The Celtics will take it the other way. Here's DeRozan. Doncic outside. Mitchell in the corner. Shoots over VanVleet. He hits the back iron and sinks the shot.
And that's Mitchell at his best. Playing the quarterback on this offense and leaving the D grabbing for air.
Barrett with a screen on Adebayo. Here's Barnes. Rudy Gobert with the rebound. Now for Boston, their last game, a loss to New York. 2024, Brent, was a momentous year for Scotty Barnes. His first All-Star appearance.
Well, Kevin, an amazing accomplishment for such a young player, but it feels like we're just scratching the surface. There's been so much exploratory with Scotty Barnes. What I'm interested in the maturation process is when Scotty makes winning the most important thing, where he's pushing his teammates and taking on responsibility. That's when he's going to cross over into superstar.
And you have to appreciate the confidence. VanVleet wastes no time shooting the rock when he is in that groove.
Doncic looking it over. On the wing, Mitchell. Shot clock at 6. And he uses the glass on the layup.
Almost perfect in the game to start, 3 of 4.
And Barrett has got the ball here for the Raptors. It's a 5-point game. The last time these two clubs came together was also in this building, with an unfortunate ending for the home team.
Yeah, and their last time out against this club, turnovers really did them in. Just way too many mistakes.
Yeah, that had to have been #1 priority for the coaching staff coming into this one, limiting those turnovers and making sure they don't beat themselves this time.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that one.
VanVleet outside. Sabonis sets the pick for VanVleet. Rudy Gobert with the rebound.
I know it's about defending the post and the three-point line these days, but still got to be active in the mid-range area, and the defense gets away with one there. This has not been a good quarter right here. Shot has been off the mark, and now it looks, Kevin, like he's pressing a bit.
And the foul called on Donovan Mitchell. That is his first foul of the game. And Darko Rajakovic calls timeout. He wants to regroup and go over the strategy. Banchero's checked in for Boston. Let's take a look at the players who were the best on the glass a season ago. Domantas Sabonis is on top. Rudy Gobert is second.
But these guys are always around the hoop, always with a nose for the ball. A dominant season inside for both.
Now about 3 minutes gone in the first quarter. DeRozan against Barrett. Down to 5 on the shot clock. That one good for 2.
Now, one of the keys to Barrett's game is he's got to play tough.
Boston leading by 3. Let's check in with our reporter, David Aldridge.
Kevin, thank you. Paolo Banchero is not skipping steps. The Magic superstar says it's like anything in life. It's a process. Having that perspective just makes you want to work every day because this is the best league in the world. If you become impatient, you're going to drive yourself crazy. It's a cliche, Kevin. Just keep pounding away. Back to you.
Well said, David. Dedication to the craft. EA thanks.
Sabonis is an elite rebounder, and that's definitely high up on the scouting report.
And so Joe Mazzulla calls for the timeout. Wants to talk some things over. Might be seeing some things to adjust. Daniels, he's checked in for Toronto. And then for Boston. Clint Capella, he's checked in for Rudy Gobert. And it's Ball in for DeMar DeRozan. Boston's gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. Here's Doncic. Shot goes down. Very quick possession right there. Doncic has got 5. Now Daniels. Pass to Van Vliet. Puts up a 3. That's in. He's got 2 made now, and he's shooting 2 for 3.
And he's got a smooth stroke from long range. Van Vliet doesn't just hoist them up. His three-pointers are always going to be high-quality shots.
Now, here's Mitchell. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2.
And so far the story on Luka Doncic. He's coming off an excellent season. First in scoring. And of course, he's got a nose for the ball. He ranked in the top 10 in steals last season.
And his unmatchable instincts for scoring the basketball. That's what made him #1 last year. You can't stop him. And you can't even really contain him. So he comes up empty at the line. Brent, Domantas Sabonis is truly a player you can run an offense through.
Yeah, he's a guy that you can basically put anywhere on the floor, and all of a sudden good things are going to happen, whether he's playing out of the post and dealing with double teams, or he's at the top of the key, able to read the defense, using his vision and his ability as a big to drive the basketball. Domantas, one of the better playmaking fives that we have in the NBA.
Looking at who's out there now for the Celtics. Dunleavy comes in for Clint Capella, and DeMar DeRozan subbed in for Luka Doncic.
And Quentin Grimes is known for that motor. He's a tenacious defender who competes hard and will not back down from the individual challenge.
Now here's DeRozan. No scoring in this one. Ball feeling it out a bit. Puts up a deep 3. Boston again missing. Raptors leading by 3. 59 seconds left in the first quarter. Sabonis a screen on Ball. Daniels, no good. And here's Banchero. He'll bring it up for Boston. Rosen dishes to Banchero. Ball from long range. It's good from long range.
So often LaMelo is the setup man. There, he's on the finishing end.
And here's Daniels. Sabonis kicks to Thomas. Sabonis sets the pick for Thomas. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. Celtics have gotten 5 of 10 shots to drop in this game so far. Right at the 50% mark. Boston shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game.
Second team foul. Shooting the Boston. Dunleavy at the line for 2.
And he knocks down the first one. Celtics making a switch here. So he picks up just 1 from the line that time. Toronto trailing. Thomas finds Jones, and he drops in the layup off the glass.
Paint, that's where Jones likes to live, and that's where he's comfortable, and he can use that length to his advantage.
Now here's Maxey. Ball with a wide open look, and still a close game as the first quarter comes to a close. The Raptors out in front, up by 1. We'll be back shortly, live from Toronto. And getting going again here in the second quarter. Fairly close game so far. And guys, what's your take on Toronto so far?
Well, in that first quarter, they were intent on just pounding the ball down low.
And you don't see that all that often, getting down there and doing that much damage in a quarter. You got to respect the game plan.
Greg, every year injuries are a huge factor in shaping the title race. And I'm guessing that teams should probably put more of a premium on durability. What do you think?
Well, Kevin, I think all GMs take that into account. A team wants to be confident it'll have a stable roster over the course of a long season.
On the court right now for the Celtics. Banchero out there with DeRozan. Then it's Porter. Then there's LaMelo Ball. And it's Maxey in at the 1. Here's Jones. Following the basket by Tyrese Maxey. Daniels passes to Thomas. Zubac, a screen on Porter. Thomas outside. Ball with the rebound. Boston trailing. Inside. DeRozan inside. Defended by Jones. DeRozan's shot is off. Pass to Daniels. Quarter number 2 with just over a minute gone. Here's Jones. And here is Thomas. 4 on the clock. Here's Zubac. Makes it off the glass. Zubac has got the lead up to 3 now for the Raptors.
That's where you got to give Zubac the ball because he's good at capitalizing close to the bucket.
Banchero is screened for Maxey. Hits the 3-point bomb. Maxey's got 5 points so far.
Just such a well-rounded offensive player. He's got a little bit of everything.
And Darko Rajakovic calls timeout. He wants a minute here to get things straightened out with his team. Some changes for Toronto. Scotty Barnes, he's checked in for Jones. And it's Fred VanVleet in for Dyson Daniels. Adebayo is checked in for Boston. Donovan Mitchell comes in for Maxey. Here's VanVleet. He had 15 points last outing. Barnes against Banchero. Pass to Zubac. To the inside. Here's Thomas. That misses off the backboard. For Boston, they've gone 2 of 3 from the field here to open the second quarter. Ball with it. Stolen by VanVleet. Quarter 2 and just under 2.5 minutes gone by. Outside, Hero. Back to VanVleet. Just 5 on the clock. Over ball. And again, Toronto no up. And here's Banchero. He'll bring it up for the Boston Celtics. Greg, what's the key thing Fred VanVleet brings to this offense?
I feel like he's really a centering presence, Kevin. The guys can look to him to call the play, to give them their orders, and trust that he's setting them up for success.
Here's Hero after the basket by Boston. Barnes left side, pass to VanVleet. Shoots over ball. And again, no good by Toronto. Boston's gone 3 of 7 tonight from three-point territory. Bounce pass from Adebayo. Ball kicks to DeRozan. It's hauled in by Hero. And for the Raptors, they're shooting at a decent 44% clip here. Here's Barnes. Off the mark, and the drop continues. For Boston, they've gone 3 of their first 5 shots to drop here in the second quarter. DeRozan, that's good.
So determined is DeRozan, as he has piled up a ton of points in this league.
Hero finds Van Vliet. The 11-footer. Rebound by the Celtics.
Well, nobody getting a hand in his face in that painted area. That's a miss he's going to be disappointed with.
And that one, good.
And not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
And the timeout called by Darko Rajakovic. Looking for a breather and maybe just 1 or 2 things to talk about. Some changes for Toronto. Sabonis, he's checked in for Zubac. Barrett comes in for Cameron Thomas. And Daniels subbed in for Hero. Then for the Celtics, Doncic comes in for DeMar DeRozan. And Maxey subbed in for Ball. Boston on D. Their defense has only allowed 4 points in the quarter. Barnes with it. Maxey covering. Good work there as it goes.
Inside, Barnes knows he has to fully commit. You don't finish against contact by going in there with half the effort.
Maxey finds Banchero. Here's Doncic. Doncic going to work.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
Pass to Daniels. Back to Van Vliet. And stolen by Maxey. Now, here's Mitchell.
Who's watching here?
Here's Doncic over Daniels. No good on the shot, a bit long that time. Barrett against Mitchell. Another shot. Sabonis, high post. Van Vliet outside. Sabonis sets the pick for Van Vliet. Persistence pays off as they finally hit a shot. Van Vliet's got 7.
And expect smart plays like that from Van Vliet. He is a clever floor general who knows how to create.
Now, here's Doncic. He has 7. No good. He missed it. Brings him to 3 for 8 this game.
His shot's just, it's not there right now. With this team leading, perhaps, let's focus on some other areas of the game.
Sabonis' screen on Maxey. And here's Van Vliet from the arc. He doesn't hit that one. And that'll do it for the first half of the competitive game so far. Celtics lead by 4. And we'll be back right after halftime to get the third quarter underway.
26. Fans, your equipment is the center court. And get ready for the fans. Half-court shot. Give me a beat. They're taking that shot. One more time. A round of applause for...
Hello there, folks. Toronto Raptors in our featured matchup, which has not disappointed.
They're playing too casual, not being aggressive, not getting to the line. They're doing some other things well, but not that.
You know what I'm looking at? Free throw disparity. That's a difference in the game. Taking a closer look at the first half matchups, these two guys have led the way for their teams.
Uh-oh, there's a duel at the point guard position, really testing each other's ability to run things. Cerebral battle.
You see, in basketball, Ernie, point guard is like chess. The center play, well, it's a little simpler, like checkers.
And that concludes halftime. Now time to send it over to Kevin Harlan as the game's about to resume.
And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard yet. Raptors trail by 4. In at the forward spots, we'll see Barrett and Barnes. Hero out there with Fred VanVleet. And it's Sabonis in at the pivot, manning the middle. That's the groove starting the second half for Darko Rajakovic.
And right in that painted area, that's where Domas is at his best.
Greg, give us one word to describe Domantas Sabonis on the offensive end.
Kevin, I guess I'd say dominant, but that only scratches the surface. The way Sabonis drops dimes, hits shots, and controls the glass, dominant just doesn't even really begin to say enough.
Here's Hero, following the basket by Donovan Mitchell. Barnes can't get it to go. Barrett against DeRozan. Goes straight through the defender for the dunk. Draws the foul. He'll go to the line. It's going to go on Sabonis.
Electric stuff from Gobert to finish the play through the whistle. You know, when Rudy Gobert is down low, it strikes fear into the opponent. This is a guy who has led the league in blocks and rebounds at different times. Inside the paint, he is just a nightmare to battle against.
Now here's Barnes. Pass to Hero. To the paint. Sabonis. The putback. Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
Well, Sabonis at 6'11" doesn't need to get too high, but it still counts.
Now Doncic. 7 points in the game. And here's Gobert. 6 on the shot clock. DeRozan surveying the D, and it's blocked.
That's RJ coming in and locked in to get the block.
VanVleet passes to Hero. Nice D from Doncic.
He's so good at getting to the rim. Maybe tries to get a little bit too cute with that one. I thought he'd lay it straight up and in. That's another just bad decision on a night full of those. His shot selection tonight has been questionable at best.
Hero kicks to Barrett. Down low. Kicks it out to VanVleet. Hero from long range. Rebound Boston. DeRozan's got his 4th rebound in this one. Pass to Adebayo. Sabonis against Gobert. Doncic with it. 3-pointer. Busted. No good that time either.
Well, he's using the force, but in the worst way possible right now. He just needs to dial it back and look to work the ball around the floor to his teammates.
Now, Hero. Nothing on the board. Sabonis against Gobert. 14 feet away. Rudy Gobert with the rebound. Celtics leading by 5. Pass to DeRozan. Trying to get something going. That doesn't go either for Doncic.
Well, he wants to shoot his way out of this cold spell, but the struggles continue.
Yeah, he's got to move on, forget about this sequence here, and try to find a way to get on the board. And that's just a lapse right there. No matter what, somebody has to be there and get a hand up in the shooter's face.
Now, here's Adebayo. Doncic gets to DeRozan. And there's the call on Rudy Gobert. is his first foul of the game. Cameron Thomas, he's checked in for Barrett. Boston also with a sub. Banchero's checked in for Adebayo. Toronto's gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. Now here's Van Vliet. He has 7 for the tie. Sabonis inside. Gobert on him. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
The patience of Sabonis is really one of his better weapons. He takes time to throw a number of moves at you.
This is his first free throw of the game. Free throw good. Sabonis.
And Sabonis such a key to this team and what they do. On the inside, a big man that does a little bit of everything.
And it's tied up with that one.
Well, what elevates Sabonis is his team-first mentality. He's looking to pass. He's looking to help. He wants to set screens to get guys open. He just wants everyone to be successful.
Now, here's Banchero. And he comes up with the deuce.
That's the kind of aggressive and assertive play they need as we get closer and closer to crunch time.
From Rookie of the Year in 2023 to an All-Star Greg in 2024, Paolo Banchero.
And, Kevin, that really says it all, doesn't it? Few players hit the ground running like Banchero has. Becoming an elite competitor, people fear almost instantly.
Good, and it's Mitchell picking up the assist. Mitchell's got 3 assists in the game. And here's Hero. He'll bring it up for Toronto. Trailing by 4. Pass to Van Vliet. Here's Sabonis. Sabonis sets the pick for Barnes. Back to Sabonis. Good. Sabonis has got 8 points here in this quarter.
Not just the accuracy in the quarter, it's his movement and the energy that's getting him on this nice roll.
Doncic bounce back. Gobert down low. Defended by Sabonis. They can go 2 for 1.
It's about being smart right now.
Back to Van Vliet. Pass to Thomas. Sinks the three-pointer. Thomas got 5 now.
Directing the offense, Fred VanVleet, the quintessential floor general.
The Celtics have gone a somewhat subpar 4 of 10 on their shots in the second half so far. And here is Mitchell. And they come right back with their own three-pointer. 9 points in the game so far.
And I like the back and forth here, showing confidence from range.
It seems like they're going to find out who can make the deepest threes. Right now, it's a shootout.
And how's that for a move? The killer crossover. It's a thing of beauty.
Doncic with it. 7 points in the game. Tries from 16. Oh, missed it. That's the end of the third, and it's all tied up. We'll be back shortly, live from Toronto. And let's take this opportunity now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And he may not be known as a pass-first guy playing out of the 2-guard spot, but he shows here that he can dole out an assist or 2 when he needs to.
Even though the position is called shooting guard, passing part of your responsibilities in today's game.
And with 3 quarters behind us, we start the 4th quarter in what is still anybody's ball game. On the court for the Celtics, we've got Ball. Banchero is out there with Porter. Then it's Bam Adebayo. And it's Mitchell in at the 2. Now here's Ball. Launches from deep. That's good for Mitchell on the assist by Ball.
Again, it's Donovan Mitchell with a huge night. One of the premier players in our league.
Here's Hero. Lays it up and banks it in.
That's an excellent play call to free him up from the defense.
Well, taking advantage of that opportunity, it does not get any more high percentage than that one.
Here's Mitchell. Banchero outside. Porter kicks to Mitchell. Banchero looking around. And it's Toronto with the rebound.
And they haven't been able to turn it into a big lead, but their rebounding advantage is starting to add up.
And the dunk by Zubac.
Doesn't get any easier for Zubac. He'll take those anytime he gets it.
Boston trailing. Here's Mitchell. Outside, Ball. Adebayo with the screen on Hero. And it's Ball penetrating. Count that one.
Brushing that right off. Tough to redirect Ball on that drive.
And the Raptors shooting in this game 45%. And Darko Rajakovic calls timeout. It's a chance for them to regroup and refocus.
We need you to get loud right now for your North Side Crew.
Toronto making a change here. Van Vliet's checked in. Boston also with the sub. Gobert's checked in. And let's head over to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Thanks, guys. Got a chance to listen in on Darko Rajakovic during the huddle. He told the players, you guys are too talented to be playing this lackadaisical. Push the ball up the floor, get out on the break, and get to the fast break. Guys, we'll see if they can get it done.
Thank you, David. Just about 1.5 minutes gone by here in the fourth. Van Vliet finds Jones. Van Vliet against Ball. Takes the 13-footer. Van Vliet can't get it to go. And here's Banchero. He'll bring it up for Boston. They lead by 1. And it's Mitchell missing. Toronto, they've gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the fourth quarter started. Hero from long range. Rudy Gobert with the rebound. Gobert's got 6 rebounds now in the game. Here's Ball. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. One thing about LaMelo Ball, he can really take over at times, Greg, when he's healthy and playing well.
And a lot of that is just his feel for the game. He processes quickly and then has the talent to execute. It's pretty hard to stop him when he's in the flow.
And he makes the first.
Taken 3rd overall in 2020, LaMelo Ball is a unique player. Like his brother Lonzo, very tall at the point at 6'6", and he'd much rather pass it than shoot it.
Catching up on the changes for Toronto. Sabonis, he's checked in for Zubac. Scotty Barnes comes in for Herbert Jones. And R.J. Barrett subbed in for Dyson Daniel.
And really, if not for the miss, they'd be sitting in a much better position.
Hero passes to Barnes. No good on the triple. The Celtics with the lead. Ball with it. Picked up by Barrett. Ball with the bucket. Ball's got 5 points now in the quarter.
And there's never been a question about LaMelo's handles. There's a lot he can do with the ball in his hands.
There's Hero with the 3, and the 3 ball is good.
Defensively, you can't back off him that much. You don't want to give up easy threes at this stage of the game.
Now Ball. Mitchell outside. to the middle. And finished off by Gobert.
It's Gobert showing some guts on that one. With that length, a good bet to get off a good look in that crucial moment.
Now, Hero. Pass to Van Vliet. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
That's his second personal foul. First team foul. At the line for 2, Fred Van Vliet.
First one falls for him.
And, you know, it takes an intelligent player to match up with bigger guys and win. Fred VanVleet is that player. He can outsmart guys who have, on paper, the advantage.
Doncic is checked in for Boston. That one falls, so he hits both of them. The Celtics have gotten 4 of their 6 shots to fall so far here in the fourth. A pretty nice efficiency there. And it's Boston with another.
How about the poise from Doncic right there? He ups the ante when it's a critical possession here in the game.
Now, Hero. Sabonis finds Barrett to tie it up. And again, no good by Toronto. Celtics leading by 3. Mitchell passes to Adebayo. That shot missing. Good D by Barnes. The Raptors have gone 3 of 7 from the floor in the fourth. That's a 42% mark in the quarter.
Well, that's a shot right there. He's going to hit 9 times out of 10. We just saw the 10% he doesn't make.
Pass to Adebayo. Goes back up. Barnes grabs the miss. Barnes has got 6 rebounds here tonight. Mitchell against Van Vliet. The kick out to Barnes. Sabonis sets the pick for Barrett. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
Yeah, Barrett is a strong finisher, so don't expect a little bit of contact to stop him cold.
At the line for
And the first of 2, no good. Heartbreaker.
taking 2 shots.
And the second of 2 is good. That brings them within 2 here.
Yeah, being down 2 points instead of 1 thanks to the free throw miss makes getting a stop here absolutely critical.
Doncic against Hero. And Barnes sends it back.
Good instincts from Barnes on the block. He had that shot totally anticipated.
Barrett, no good. And so it's DeRozan. He'll bring it up for the Boston Celtics. Here's Doncic. Luka throws it down.
Remember that one. Guys, a difference maker.
Now I'm wondering, is that the biggest shot of the game?
And Darko Rajakovic calls timeout. This is a huge moment, folks, in this game. And he wants to be prepared. Van Vliet looking around. There's the drive. Good. And he has brought them to within 2 points.
Great poise from Van Vliet there. Shrugging off the pressure and just taking that shot.
Mitchell outside. Cans the 3.
Big time play there from Mitchell. Remember, he's been the go-to guy since his rookie year.
And Darko Rajakovic calls timeout. Clearly, he's got something his players need to hear. And immediately. We've got 28 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Kept alive. Sabonis. It falls. What a beautiful shot to bring him to within 3.
And that's the reason why Sabonis gets the rock. He's just upping the ante.
And they foul intentionally. They're going to have to do that now again and again. They're not in the penalty yet.
Yeah, you can't let them hold the ball and just milk those last seconds away.
And now we've got the intentional foul.
That's his first personal foul. 13 foul. At the line for the Celtics, Wk3 taking 2 shots.
Good on the first, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. And he hits both free throws here. So now it's a 5-point game.
And just like that, this game is a 2-possession affair.
Van Vliet outside. Hero from long range. Buries it from outside.
He's a guy that lives for a big moment like that. Great focus and courage in the clutch.
And now they foul and stop the clock.
That's his first personal foul. 14 fouls. At the line for the Celtics, Wk3 2 shots.
Take break. 2 shots.
So the first one drops, and that makes it a 3-point lead. So he gets them both, and it's a 4-point ball game.
And you can wrap this one up. Great job to stay cool at the line and finish it off.
Barrett, no good.
And that was a little bit of a range check for him.
Well, I thought they played smart, and then all of a sudden it was maybe a little too flashy there, and that's unfortunate.
And so it's Boston sweeping by with the win. A narrow win under difficult circumstances, Greg, as the visiting team.
It really was, but that didn't seem to bother him. I mean, road team, home team, all I know is they were the better team.
Well said. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks very much. Rudy, what did the bench do to help you get this win tonight?
They've been huge. You know, they brought us back in the game, and everyone contributed. You know, it wasn't an easy night for us at the beginning, but we kept fighting, and it's a big win for us.
And I'm sure you want to keep it going, man. Congrats. Back to you guys.
Much appreciated, David. And that'll wrap it up, folks. So for David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, Brent Barry, and the whole 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for being with us. But first, let's reveal our player of the game, Donovan Mitchell.